Henry Moore was a sculptor from Yorkshire who went from humble beginnings to being one of the most famous artists in the world. Moore grew up in Castleford, a mining town in West Yorkshire, where he lived in a simple house with 7 brothers and sisters. By age 11, he knew he wanted to be a sculptor. His dad encouraged him to train to be a teacher first. He was particularly inspired by his own teacher, Alice Gostick, who taught him about art and held pottery classes. Moore left his training to fight in the First World War when he was 18, but came home to recover from a gas attack. After he recovered, he went to art school to study sculpture, first in Leeds, then in London, where he visited many museums to gain new inspiration for his art from objects from all over the world. He was chosen as a war artist during the Second World War. He drew and captured scenes of people sheltering from bombs. After his home and studio in London were damaged by bombing in 1940, Moore and his wife Irina moved to Perry Green, a tiny village in Hertfordshire. He spent the rest of his life here, creating lots of studios and making and displaying sculptures outdoors. Henry Moore was a very hard-working artist. He made thousands of drawings and prints and hundreds of sculptures and models. Moore made many sculptures of people lying down, called reclining figures, mothers and children, and family groups. He also made more abstract sculptures, which often had soft, curvy or angular shapes, and sometimes had holes in them. Some of the sculptures he made were huge. Moore got lots of ideas for his sculptures from nature. He was inspired by the landscape, including the hills and rocks of Yorkshire where he grew up. He collected bones, stones, shells and small bits of wood. He felt these in his hands and sometimes used them to make small models, which he experimented with and developed to create larger works of art. Henry Moore became very famous and successful during his lifetime. His sculptures were exhibited all over the world. Despite his fame and fortune, he stayed in his humble home at Perry Green until the end of his life, where he continued to draw, make and collect art that he enjoyed. Moore was passionate about education and believed everyone should have access to art. In 1977, 9 years before he died, Moore set up the Henry Moore Foundation, which supports artists, makes exhibitions, and teaches people all about art and sculpture to this day. You can visit the Henry Moore Studios and Gardens in Hertfordshire to learn more about his art and life, see other artist exhibitions at the Henry Moore Institute in Leeds, and explore our archives and library to learn more about sculpture.